Hey everyone, I hope you are doing well. So today we are going to be talking about communication. A question that came into one of the, let's say, Facebook groups was, will my child ever talk? He's non-verbal, he's age 3. It's a very common kind of question, a question that is probably asked many times in say that group, and many more. And the answer is that we don't know. Each child is a individual. Each child is unique, and it will be up to them to decide whether or not they want to, I say, verbally, I say, speak. Sometimes it's actually they prefer not to, and they rather use PEX or Makaton, and that. And I think that's up to them. See, my background is working in a college and schools with children with autism and learning disabilities, and I think it's so important sometimes to have. We need to be much more better communicators, not just say verbally but non-verbal as well, so we need to kind of understand where they are coming from, and so that we can support them. So with Matthew, my son, he's non-verbal. He can say mummy, he can say more, and there's sounds that I do think that he's got the ability to speak. Um, so that gives me like hope, but I know the reality is that he may not, and he may prefer to communicate his own way, and then it's a matter of giving him like the tools, like say Pex and Makaton, to help him when he gets older to the outside world. Um, and I do believe, because I've seen this in my career, that he will develop kind of words, and that words will come out, and that because I've seen it myself working in say schools and that with children who been non-verbal and then have come what is called part non-verbal, I don't know, but basically they're still classed as non-verbal. It's just that they got some speech, and that they may use single words or some phrases and that which they've learnt. Um, so yeah, it's it's one of the common questions that is asked all the time. Will my child ever be able to talk? And was it the thing is that you just have to be patient and just work with your child, basically just work with your child, um, and see what he or she likes to do. So if like for example it's a PEX, then work on more PEX and that. Now PEX is a picture like a exchange, so but it can be used, PEX can be used in 3 different ways. um, was it the person with autism can use it to give you a card, and then you get so it might be a picture of a drink, okay, and so you then give them a drink. It can also be used for choices and stuff, and also for timetables. So if for example your child needs a visual aid, PEX is really really good, because what you can have symbols on the piece of card. So it's like, now we are going to get, say, dress, and then next we are going to the car. So it can be done in those kind of ways, which is, again, it's, we are communicating to them what we want them to do, and so, and then they can communicate to us um, what their needs are. So it could well be they might be on a tablet, or may have a communication textbook, and they can like flick through and say what they want. If it's on the tablet, some of the tablets you can take like as a photos, and and they will speak. So like I want like say juice. I want a bread sit. So PEX is a very good tool to use, as same like as a Makaton. So when Matthew goes to school, his teacher will say, "Good morning, Matthew." And again, what was it? They are teaching him like the signs. Does he sign? No, he doesn't yet. But he's only 5 years old. I have worked with children who have been older than Matthew who can sign using using Makaton, and they also use PEX as well. So depending on the child, was it, and their like ability will depend on how they communicate. And what we used to call this in our was it the places that I used to work was that it's their preferred communication, and that and if you got a very young child, as young as kind of 3, and that who, as like Matthew, when he was 3, he hardly communicated to us. We had to do everything for him, and like a guess on what he wanted. But now, when he wants to, he can really communicate to us, and that but what I love about Matthew now is he's understanding a lot more. So just because he can't talk or he has that no kind of, I'm just going to say mummy, like sometimes it's in context and sometimes it's not. And so it's that like a thing of like when he sees me, like he knows I'm mummy and that. And sometimes he go mum 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 mum, and sometimes he doesn't, and that's absolutely fine. Now, as some parents really do wish that their child would say mummy or daddy and that. And I think one of the things is that the reason that we want our kids to speak is that we want to kind of, we can tell our kids that we love them, but I think like sometimes we want them to say that they love us as well. And that can be really hard because it's like for a lot of children with autism, they may not know what that means, and so to say it um, is pointless now. So, but they can show their love and stuff. I just think that we need to really really get in tune with our kids with autism and that, because they are autistic and they have got a personality and that. So the autism is part of Matthew, but it's not the whole of Matthew. I always say this because I do believe that. And it's like this morning, he woke up and he was so happy. Like he was such a no, and it's so nice to see him happy. Like, does Matthew give me a hug? Well, we have Tiggle time and he loves it. And that's our kind of time. What was it? Um, so maybe in the evenings or something, or the morning when he hasn't got his tablet because he's totally obsessed with that. Um, that's the time. What was it to like engage with him? And sometimes he doesn't want to. That's absolutely fine. Sometimes he'd push me away. A physical things like pushing away, that is communication, okay? That is communication to say, oh, look, I don't want you like say near me. Same as if they are pulling on you to go somewhere, that is communication. Um, their behaviour is communication, and so a lot of the time, what was it? We think that they are not communicating with us, but actually they are. This is communication, and this is communication. Something is up, yeah, or I'm saying this, no, it's communication that I'm excited and stuff. So I think was it we just need to like, get in tune with our kids, see it from their points of view, yeah. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. There's so much more I want to say on the subject, but one of the things that I will say is that you know, just because your child may not be able to, I say, verbally speak now, doesn't mean that they won't later on. I've worked with kids who are now, you know, some of them are speaking like you and me, what was it, very fluent, and some are not. Some are only saying single or phrases, and that's them, and that. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. I'm probably going to turn this into like a podcast as well. But I will see you very, very soon, and take care. Make sure that if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and like the video, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.